today, welcome to the interview, Channel 17. Thanks for tuning in. Today we are actually on site of MegaDef, who is a musical artist, and he's been in the music industry for how many years?
Uh, 1987. Let's
Ni-
just put that out there.
1987, so a number of years now. And I wanted to come and sit down with him so we can talk about some of the things that's going on in our community, along with the current artists that he's working with and the music that direction that he feel hip hop is going in. And we're just going to start off right now with learning a little bit about Megadeth. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Exactly.
Okay.
MegaDef, DEF.
Okay.
Not deaf. A lot of people think it's deaf.
Alright.
So I'm more than deaf. I'm MegaDef.
Okay. How did you get into the music industry?
Just growing up in hip hop.
Okay.
I grew up breakdancing, popping, right here in North Chicago. Won talent shows with a group. Always been into music, and that's been my thing always. Music, just period. I always like to know who make music, who made the music, who wrote it. So I always been interested in music and had a passion for it.
Okay.
And went at it hard to get what I want to get to.
Okay.
So I started with the original drum machine that they use for hip hop, a 808.
Okay.
So a lot of people use 808 samples, but I use the 808,
Okay.
the real thing.
The real thing.
Yeah.
Like what is it, like a real bulky?
That's right there.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. What's it been like for you in the last 10
Um,
over the career?
Over the time, I started when I started in hip hop. I was with the shits, as they say there. So they did a lot of dissimulation with us. So we never had the chance to grow into a family to understand and get understanding about our past, and we never got the messages passed on.
Now, do you think if some of these rappers did a little more research in their history, that the language in which they rap that would change?
That brings me to the fact that if a whole bunch of European rappers were calling their female bees and calling each other derogatory name, the industry would stop them.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? They would monitor them and tell them you can't do that. But with us, they let us go. They just call us each other every name we can. We so derogatory against each other on there, and they make money off of that. So they're not going. The whole system been designed to make sure that black people are in a system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So while other people get the benefits of the thing, we have to go through a whole lot of other stuff because we've been through a whole lot of different stuff. While other people get their rights like that, we had to fight for those rights. And once we fought for those rights, everybody else got those rights. We never been distinguished just to have ours.
Do you think that since you've been in the industry for over 20 years, I can really fairly say that you've seen how it's changed, and with the direction that you think the industry should go in, do you think there's still a lot a big message that you can?
It's gonna take
Right.
a collapse for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because hip hop, when it started, they never wanted to be around the world or like that. They always wanted to represent their neighborhoods, and that was community back then when it started. You know what I'm saying? It was built about community and how it went. And we took it to a level now, like I said, it's so much violence in everything. So when a young person want to rap now, their ideal is, bitch, give me this, I got that, I got a car, just like that. So as long as they getting paid for that and want to dream to get that, it's going to be full like that.
Do you think it's the lack of heart, the lack of understanding what hip hop is about?
Yeah, and that's because hip hop started where you want to express your story and come up from that. You know what I'm saying? Now you got so many people just want to be rappers now. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, what about being a doctor? You know what I'm saying? What about other things? So it's a sellout point now. You know what I'm saying? Where kids don't even thrive in that because they say, I'm in the hood, I'm doing this like that. So they try to stay at that situation and they want to be in that lifestyle. And then hip hop promotes that. Not hip hop, rap music promotes that. You know what I'm saying? So now we got so many different denominations of rap. You know what I'm saying? Trio, drill, deal, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's not hip hop no more. It's just it's a commercial industry.
Who do you think is going to leave like the greatest legacy with hip hop? I'm asking him a tough question now.
I mean, because like I'm like not the real person I can really talk about music now because I don't like it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
understand.
the thing is, like, I understand it. I understand it, and I can get with it. But when you get to a certain point when you got daughters and all that stuff, you don't want to keep hearing nobody say "ho" and all of that type of
Like
stuff.
20 times through it, 40 times
right.
out the song.
So it's getting so polluted with rubbish. You know what I'm saying? Now females rapping with the same kind of tenacity and unearthness, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where they talking real rude and rowdy and stuff like that too. I mean, I don't got nothing against anybody saying anything, but just the way the industry is going now, it's just promoted of nothing. It's a stripper industry now.
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying? They promote that to the highest degree. They got a movie now with Jennifer Lopez now, and they promoting strippers, you know, because they was doing this and they put the old girl Cardi B up in front and, you know, they promote her and say she was a stripper and like that. So now girls is getting that kind of understanding that they can make it through that.
Well, you heard Nicki Minaj recently decided that she was going into retirement. What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, I never even listened to her. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, it's just, when you think about it, I don't see how adults my age can listen to kids' music. I can't get that. I can't listen to no kids sit there and constantly tell me some dumb stuff just because the beat is good. That don't make sense to me. And then, you know, that's the thing people say is the beat was good. So you're not hearing the garbage that they saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You a female. I tell my daughters, I said, don't let me catch you singing that song. Okay. I know you listen to that stuff, but I tell them when you get a man in your car or a boy in your car, don't play nothing like that.
Yeah.
You don't want that in his mind.
Yeah.
You don't want that. You want to play something different. Because if you got in his car and he was talking about some, all I want you to do is no, all I want you to do, then what would you be thinking?
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
so
what he's going to really want.
Right.
Yeah,
so we don't want you giving that type of thing to him. You can listen to it all you want to, and then if you mouthing that, see you mouthing it, you bringing it to life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might say it's just a song, but you saying it, and then class is gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Classiness, women, they say the same thing. They say when a man on a rap calling them a bitch, they sing along with it.
That's true. But tell me this. I mean, I really like what you're wearing. I'm looking at you and I'm thinking about the time where the song Self Destruction came out. Do you remember? That was my era. So like. That was Queen Latifah and things like that. Very powerful songs.
Yeah. And you know what? Bring to note that I really don't wear like sports emblems. I don't wear those no more. I don't. Okay. So yesterday I had a shirt on that's a Bears shirt. You know what I'm saying? I ain't realize I had
Everybody's
it on.
into the Bears.
Right. So I go to the store and people got their own kind of thoughts of your impression. You know what I'm saying? So this guy come in and he pointing at his head. He got a Green Bay hat on and he pointing at his hat at the symbol. And I got this hat on. I'm Black Gorilla. What are you talking about? I don't give a fuck about. Excuse me. I don't care about that sports. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. You enjoy yourself. Don't come in my face with that. I'm not a sports fan like that. I watch it. And I don't care. And you don't be in my face with that. I didn't realize I had the Bears shirt on. That's why he was talking to me like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Tell me what
this is the African ankh. This is the African ankh. This is us. You know, the other emblem is something different. The way I explain this is life, and that's what it's called. Ankh, it means life. So the way I represent it is this is the woman and this is the male, and the male and the female go together and they make a boy and a girl. Okay. So this is actual life. So you can't have two men and make a boy and a girl. Gotcha. You can't have two girls and make a boy and a girl. So period, this is a part of life, and any of this that's any different won't make life.
Do you feel like as a culture we've lost our way? We don't try to understand where we come from, and we don't value our history anymore?
Yeah, it's a lot that, you know, just speaking about history, when you think about how people wrote us out of history, and when we don't care. You know what I'm saying? I always try to stop kids, young African American kids, preferably males, and talk to them in my city of North Chicago. And 9 out of 10, I ask, where's Africa? I mean, where's Egypt? And they say in the Middle East.
Oh, wow. That's scary.
That's scary, right? So then I say, well, who built the pyramids? And they was like the Greeks.
Oh, wow.
So, and these are kids in school.
What school age are they?
The one, 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
And there was a sophomore, couple sophomores and juniors, you know what I'm saying?
So what are they being taught in school?
They being taught the same lessons, that you not nothing. You know what I'm saying? That everything come from Europeans. They was the first people to write and all of that. They was the first people to do this. It is. And the thing that kind of messed me up to get to the point I'm at now, I didn't know all this stuff when I was growing up. And when I started getting the knowledge and reading the knowledge, I started looking in the pages. I'm like, this was written in 1977. My mom don't know about this book.
Wow.
See, if my mom would have knew about this book, it might have been a different impression on me. But our people been so post-mortem stressed that they don't even realize it. Because how did we get to the point of religion? You know what I'm saying? Just think about the contradictions that religion make to us.
Yeah.
And we look it over. We look over that everything is made in, you know, in climate places where you will have to have melanin.
So do you think there's a lot of false information that's been presented to us as a people?
But we look over it.
Yeah.
You look over it. If you read the Bible, I don't mess with none of that. If you read the Bible, they tell you that all this stuff is in close to Africa, around the sun.
Right.
So how?
Right.
How can you have a European Jesus?
Yeah.
How?
So it's a lot of lost history and lost
and propaganda.
knowledge.
We've been put into such a propaganda. I don't think a lot of people watch the Nat Turner movie. And I learned from the Nat Turner movie that when they talking about preachers, those preachers could only preach words that was symbolizing that you were supposed to be a slave.
Yeah.
And that's the contradiction to me, because I don't think God would want you to be a slave. That don't make sense to me. That don't go together.
Do you think that sometimes people get offended about your look, about the fact that you care about who you are as a person, as a culture? Do you think there's a level of intimidation?
It's still the fact of a lot of slavery mentality. You know what I'm saying? And I study a lot, and I was around a lady that was studying theology of religion and all that, and her books were dated. And at the same time, the books I was reading was dated at the same time as hers. But she didn't want to read this because it contradicts what that say.
Wow.
So those kind of things. And we don't even realize how did we get to that point when, like I say, that at first we couldn't even enjoy that religion. They told us we couldn't. We couldn't read the books or anything. They had the Bibles on chains.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So how do we go from that point to saying that that's our Savior? See, religion is personal to me.
Yeah,
it's
really
not
is.
really
It
spiritual. Spirituality is more us. I will worry about how good my spirit is for all of us. Excuse me. Religion say, God bless me. You know what I'm saying? That means me. Only me. And I'm proud. And then I know somebody else don't have that.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? That don't go together, because I don't subscribe to God the way people say I got God. I love God, but not the way people prescribe to it, because I can't see that two people go to church. One lady go to church all the time. She go to Sunday school and everything. Another girl, she go out club and all that stuff, and she go every now and then, right? This is just a scenario, and both of them get cancer, right?
Right.
The girl who don't go all the time gets cured. She say thank God. But why not her? Why not they both go to the same church?
What do you think it could possibly be? Do you think it could
We've been
be?
bad. I mean, we ain't messed up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got some messed up thoughts about us. And what I try to tell people is that my God is nature. You know what I'm saying? Nothing can stop that. I never seen 1,000 people pray and stop a hurricane.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of hurricane, we just had Hurricane Dorian that really affected the Bahamas, Abaco Island. As you can see, it's all over the news, devastated. You know, and they're still finding bodies. They're probably going to be finding bodies for months. What do you think that we can do with the climate change? I mean, where do you think this?
We got a president that don't believe in climate change. So you know, that's European thinking. You know, everything that people of color, Chinese, anybody of color was more cultural and natural and kept things going. The European would just tear things down in order to have something. So now we're in a point that the world is so tore down. And if they would have just been, this bring me back, if y'all came with religion, there's no way that can't be true. Because if you came with religion, then you would have it'd be peace now.
So do you feel like they are disturbing the weather system, the ecosystem?
Yeah. I mean, they disturbing it for us, for humans. The earth is going to be
here. The Amazon is burning.
Right. The earth is always going to be here. It's a planet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So no matter what you do, you might make it unhealthy for us to live. The earth is going to still be here. So that just shows you how silly these people are, that they want to keep going. They don't even want to come together enough to say, listen, we're going to mess the world up. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to take that again. It's going to take probably another ice age or something like that to shut everything down for it to come back over. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is money driven. It's not driven for uh, for a living. You know what I'm saying? And if the system got to change.
What do you think about people who starting to plant and grow their own food?
Yeah, this is a very good idea. I mean, because I seen a study about Monistat. They one of the biggest fertilizer companies, and there was a black scientist they hired. He's one of the top black scientists they hired, and they hired him to find out what was going on with the runoff of the irrigation. And he seen a whole bunch of tadpoles and frogs dead in the puddle.
Okay.
And he grabbed them out there, grabbed one of them out, and he started testing them. He started spraying them. This frog in the short story was a male frog, and once they start spraying this stuff on him, after a while, frogs love humping. You know what I'm saying? Period. And they DNA tell them to hump a female. This stuff, once it started getting on, it made the frog start thinking about humping a male.
I seen that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
the
it
same,
changed.
yeah.
It changed his DNA, right? So if that's changing the frog's DNA from the irrigation and all that stuff coming off the food and all that, what is our intake? How is it affecting us in our intake? So they're trying to make food so mass productive now, you know what I'm saying, to do that. And if they would have kept everything right, natural, then everybody would have enough food to provide for their own self. You know what I'm saying? But these people want to control stuff so much, you know what I'm saying? So they want to control how you eat and stuff like that. And just think about it. Just here in North Chicago, it's not even an Indian here, a Native American. You know, we got people walking around talking about this State Street. I'd be like, this is simple. That's the messed up mentality that we got. You know what I'm saying? That you think this is your street. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff is real circumstantial that we hear like this, and other people got demolished for that.
Do that make you feel some type of way? I mean, it look like it really moves you, so it seems like it really bothers you.
Oh, I'm real hurt by that because my people we lost.
Yeah.
You know, and just like people say, they get mad at the Mexicans now for how they coming up. But everybody don't realize when we came from down south after that in the migration up here, we did the same thing.
Right.
We was grouped up in houses and stuff together
We were.
and trying it.
We were.
But this is the difference that they get benefits of real estate. We didn't get those benefits.
Right.
You know, we was redlined. You know what I'm saying? They said
Still,
only black people can. It's yes.
I
only
can't say that, but
only black people. Only want black
Yeah.
people living here. And then we make it so that if they mess up 1 month, they gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you never get the building equity. There's so many things that got us in the position that we are now that ain't nobody want to realize that.
Right.
And that brings us to about reparations.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you think that you and rape people's mothers? You and
Daughters, sons,
all that, and you and work them like slaves.
Yeah.
Built your nation where y'all had so much money that y'all could build all that stuff because y'all didn't have to pay us.
Right.
And y'all built this nation. That's why y'all the great nation, because y'all didn't have to pay no more for doing the work.
Right.
So you don't think that we should get something? You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell you, get all the things you can from them people. You know what I'm saying? And more. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't gonna never get right if I don't until it get right.
So do you think in our lifetime we'll see
Not in our lifetime.
What about our kids' lifetime?
No, that's why we gotta prepare our kids, right? We gotta get them out that weird thinking. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get that out their head where they think I'm praying to this and doing that and all that, and it don't bring you spirituality. You understand? That's where we losing ourselves because we depend on a religion that cripples us. You know what I'm saying? Oh, turn it over to God. No, we need to turn over ourselves. We need to come into ourselves and realize everybody talk like Africa is a continent. It's not a country.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's various countries inside of that.
Right.
And we variations of people too. We not all black. I mean, we all black, but we not all the same. That's why they call us niggas.
Do you what do you
they only want us
consider
to be
yourself?
one people.
Do you consider yourself black? Do you consider African American?
I mean, you can go so many ways and you can get put down for so many ways. You say you black, you know what I'm saying? That's a color.
Yeah.
That's not that. You African American and blah, all that. I'll just tell a person I'm one of the highest melanated rich people there is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to keep it on that level. And like John Henry Clark say that once we realize that all melanin people, if you in the Bahamas, if you in Haiti, if you're in the United States, if you're anywhere, if you got this and then we won. Don't let people keep separating us by that. We supposed to be the greatest people. We are, but that's the reason why we in this position, because we was the greatest people.
Right. And going, to that topic, what do you think about Dr. Sebi? He's passed. He's been gone now. Do you think the medical world is changing? Because he did a lot of cures.
Yeah, but look how they're using it now. Now they're coming out with things. The European people are coming out with things now, more natural type of medicines and all that type of stuff. Yeah, they can do it now because they killed the person that was bringing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now they can take it and not hold it back. They want to use everything to get money.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Instead of the world just being a world where we all getting things together, everybody surviving, we all try to be selfish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's crazy to me.
I mean, okay, so there's been, a number of business entrepreneurs here in Lake County. Obviously, we don't support each other as we should. What do you think is some of the things that we can do more and better to support each other and to kind of break those barriers of, I want to see Black Wall Street. That is my ultimate goal.
It's gonna, it's so many things, different things that separate us. Yeah. And that's one of the things that the American society do. Just like I told my Mexican boy, I said, bro, don't trip. Y'all gonna be with us. Y'all gonna be doing just like us too. Y'all gonna have some people that's gonna have something. You're gonna have the ones that's gonna have none. That's how America is. Y'all coming in together like that. Yeah, but once one person get education and do like this, and you start moving like this, it's gonna change. And that's what they do. They make us lose our family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have that unity and all that stuff no more. So it's gonna take a situation. You know what I'm saying? Just like the situation in California with Nipsey.
Yeah.
You know how everybody seen what he was doing, and now it affected them. You know what I'm saying? That they don't want to take that away because it was unified.
Exactly, and they actually miss him now that he's gone. It seems that when people pass away, we tend to miss them more and appreciate them more when they're gone. And Nipsey did quite a few good things.
But see, that's the thing about people that's going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah,
it's regardless of, I don't know if I'm going to die tomorrow or not, it doesn't matter. I got to do this now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the most important thing for me to get forward like that. And that's what I say, like, about hip-hop. I personally, I could do anything I want. I could listen to all them little guys do all this stuff, but for me to be the person I am, I got to be true to me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't support something that I'm not true to. You know what I'm saying? And I could do it and get money, but then I'm a part of the same problem then. You know what I'm saying? And now it's getting bad everywhere.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look, I mean, not to really be talking about Trump and everything. I hate talking about the guy, but for him to want this wall, in which he want the wall, but now we're finding out that he have kids locked up in cages. I mean, how is he able to get away with this kind of stuff? This is inhumane.
It is, and the systems that is set up, you know what I'm saying? It's all crazy to me because you're trying to stop somebody people who actually, this used to be their country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all of that's going to end up, but real talk about the European population is that they're not growing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is statistically true. You know what I'm saying? So every time a person of European descent die, it's not another kid replacing them like people of melanin.
Well, a lot of people there's a lot of biracial couples now.
See, that's saving their race. That's saving them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not having enough kids. I mean, even look at TV now. Commercials. You got more commercials with black white men and white and black women. You know what I'm saying? Now
the commercials have drastically changed.
They're promoting this. They gotta promote this, and that's the system at large. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't see them promoting constant blackness.
Well, what if they're just really trying to get black people on TV now? I mean, could that be what they're?
Why they gotta be with somebody European?
Like, why can't it be like a complete just black family?
Just did all to us.
Okay. I mean, this is Lake County. We're one of the richest counties in the United States. I mean, there's so much opportunity here that people probably don't even know about. What is something that you could probably tell a younger kid that's watching this video now?
A lot of politics around here.
Yeah.
North Chicago. I was out in the summertime. I wanted to try to start a business. You know what I'm saying? And how do you do that? How do you get somewhere and set up and try to start building a customer base and stuff? And North Chicago won't give you a peddler's license. No, we got all of that Sheridan Road.
Yeah.
All that was tore down, all down there. We got the Navy base all over there. Used to be business there. They used to get all that Navy money and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I seen somebody selling some fruits and the police came and stopped them.
Isn't that something?
I mean, how do you expect a person to come up and start a business in there, and then you only got a grocery store here, so you know what I'm saying? You would stop that too, but I don't know this.
Even if you go anywhere, you go to Atlanta, New York, you have people that's peddling.
Yeah.
And
right.
Even Chicago, there's places now where you can,
how else do you want people to start a business and start being productive and stuff if they can't start from some of their ideas? You know what I'm saying? So you got kids around here that just don't get to see nothing but liquor stores.
Yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? You got nothing else for them to do, period. Besides a youth center you ain't put no investment in.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? You got an outside gym for a Midwest city. That don't make sense to me. Why not have all that?
Can you explain what the outside gym is? What?
The basketball court and all that stuff is outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in the wintertime,
there's nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? So
we got to do better.
we need something. We need some.
Election time is going to be coming soon. So
how do you not? You got one of the richest companies in North Chicago.
What do they think?
Abbott's used to be a source for people in North Chicago to raise up because you could go from high school to Abbott's.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go to college. You can go from high school straight to Abbott's and work and come up from there. You could start anywhere in Abbott's and end up coming up. You know what I'm saying? Why we don't have programs that's constantly made towards that? You know what I'm saying?
Everything is really changing, and I see some good change, and I see some change that's just not really benefiting us as a people.
I see no change in North Chicago.
They got sidewalks now.
some places,
So,
you know what I'm saying? But we only own the thing about it. If you ask where's the energy of a city, the energy of North Chicago is not around the schools. The energy of North Chicago is on Martin Luther King at those 3 liquor stores.
Yeah.
That's what people come to North Chicago for. They say, "Oh, we go to IGA." That's the site.
That's the site.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where everybody go, and then it's site because people parking out there and having a party. It's like they
parking lot, parking lot
hanging
pimping.
out in the parking
You
lot.
remember that word, parking lot, dude?
You know what I'm saying? We got a
That's
big
so old school.
Yeah, we don't even go to Foss Park. We used to go to Foss Park when I was kids. We used to be down there all day.
And Foss Park is beautiful.
Man, it's real beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's nothing down there. You can't go down. You go down there, it's gate closed. You can't go in it this time. And you look on TV, they be in the park all the time of night, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
We don't have nothing like that. Kids don't have no kind of activities that go on to promote them. We got the kind of community that when people move in, we don't greet them.
Yeah.
So therefore,
we don't know who our neighbors are.
And we study looking at them like, they like that, and they looking at us like that. Yeah. So we don't come together and understand each other, because a lot of times in North Chicago, like I tell people, I grew up here all my life. I ain't never had a gang situation or any type of situation like that where I couldn't talk to somebody because I live here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care what you are. If we know each other, I know your mother or your cousin or something like that, then it should be a way for us to
understand,
to
know each
cool
other.
things down.
Have you worked with any major artists?
The most closest major artist that I worked with was Ruck Pound Pusher.
Okay.
Got a track from me, and it was the first track he did with Young Buck, who was signed to G Unit. So,
would you care if our viewers were to look you up or to find you on Facebook? And is that fine? You want to tell them where they can find you at?
If you want to, my name is Melvin Young Sr. on Facebook and 1320 MegaDef on Instagram.
And he is a bomb engineer, so check him out. And we look forward to you checking out our next episode of the interview. Talk to you later.